Well, friends, I don't know if you can believe it. I can hardly believe it. Honestly, we're coming up 4 years. 4 years of YouTubing, of making the music channel reaction thing. With this year, the past years I've had like certain topics I've talked about. This year I want to talk about really how much of a stress reliever I have discovered this channel has become in my life. 2025 has been a little stressful. Hi, Kitty. Oh, he's on the other side. I forget. Oh, you want to be in my lap, don't you? Come on. Come up. Go ahead. Come up. Come on. No, you don't want to? Come on, Voodoo. Hi, Voodoo. Come here, Kitty. 2025 has been a little stressful. I don't want to get super political, but I don't trust Donald Trump for a flying fucking second. I think he's very self-serving. And when he came in and Musk came in and Doge came in, I'm actually not allowed to talk about my job. I have to sign a conflict of interest form. But I am contracted to the Department of Energy. I have a security clearance, all the fucking fancy things, right? And so when they started laying off people for federal employees, I'm not technically a federal employee, but I'm contracted to. I didn't know how that was going to affect me. Obviously my wife and I were like, okay, well, we'll just start putting some money aside, and if things get bad, they get bad, and maybe you end up going YouTube full time. That was a thing for a while. It seems like that part of 2025 has that storm has passed. I think we're going to survive that one. Work in general has been stressful for a whole lot of reasons I'm not going to get into. Most of them bad, obviously, since it's stressful, right? I updated my resume. It's been kind of stressful on that front with work. Obviously with the house, for those of you who don't know, we had a big leak under our sink. Super Bowl weekend. It is now almost June. We still don't have our kitchen back, so that's been stress, insurance claims and contractors and phone calls and finding floor. Just all that shit, right? And so it's been neat for me this year specifically to come in on Friday morning and sit down. And I don't remember what video it was. It was somewhat recent. It was probably a month ago or 6 weeks ago or something. I sat down, I set up my mic to do my sound check. And as soon as I turned on everything and got ready and said, okay, just doing a sound check, I fully felt my body just come down a notch in terms of stress. I would compare the feeling I had that specific Friday to the same feeling you have if you're trying to catch a plane and you think you're going to miss your plane, and you get to the gate and there are still people in line boarding, and you just come fully down. Holy shit, I'm not going to miss my plane. That's what it felt like that one Friday. It was such a feeling that I left that part in the beginning of the video. And that was very surprising. It was unexpected. It kind of blew me away. And it just told me a lot about what this channel has become in my life, because a video basically every Friday. Have I missed a Friday? I don't know if maybe I've missed one Friday. I know I'm behind a bit on some additional thoughts and some album reviews for this year. That's all part of just the additional stress and not having the bandwidth. When I do my additional listens before I come out with those videos, I like to do full runs, top to bottom, and I don't like those being interrupted. And this year, that has been much harder to pull off. It's been much harder to pull off full top to bottom listens on some of these albums. And I like doing that because it just really helps me give an honest opinion. Anyway, I just came to realize this Friday thing, and sitting down and listening to a new album and going through lyrics and experiencing either a new artist or somebody who I'm familiar with and I love, or somebody who is a challenge for me. It's just so much fun. You guys, it's so much fun. It really does relax me, calm me. The activity itself is such a, in the moment type of experience. And I think that's very important. And the fact that I enjoy it so much in the moment, to me, proves how important it is and how effective having that kind of mindset of being present in the moment, how useful that is. What else do I have for notes here? I had all these wonderful things I was going to talk about in my head, and it's kind of funny, like sitting down in front of the camera again. It's almost like my thoughts have calmed. And earlier I was like, oh, I'm going to talk about this, and I want to talk about this, and I want to talk about this, and this, and this. And now I'm like, no, I don't need to. I'm just relaxed. It's amazing. You guys, it's amazing. You know, I feel like it's pretty safe to say that my sincerity in terms of enjoying music comes through. I don't think there's anybody out there who doubts, I enjoy listening to music. And even though I've known that as a person, like I know I'm not faking anything that I'm doing and all that stuff. It really did just catch me off guard, specifically this year with everything else going on, how much I enjoy this. So I just want to say thank you for that. Thank you to everybody I've been getting messages recently. It's this time of year, right? The school year is wrapping up. I've gotten a couple messages. Hey, Bob, I just want to let you know, I'm graduating high school. Started listening to you in high school, and now I'm graduating, and it's kind of wild that all this time has gone by. I've been listening the whole time. That's fucking incredible to me. That's huge. It's amazing to me that people listen. It's amazing that people listen for as long as they do or as often as they do. Every now and then I think, God, who are these weirdos that listen to these 2-hour videos or whatever? And then I think to myself, you're the one making them. Which makes me like weirdo number one, right? But I guess there is something there. There is something I feel, because I watch reaction content sometimes too, and there's something so special about watching somebody else experience this thing that has touched you or myself in a special way. Sounds a little creepy when I say it like that out loud. I mean well. But when you listen to music and it affects you in whatever way, and it becomes part of your life, and then you get to listen to somebody else or see somebody else hear it for the first time and honestly try and take it in. Even if their experience is wildly different from your own, it's just a fascinating thing. And I really do feel like it's something that, in a way, connects us all. I think we're all connected anyway, but I feel like it's more of a tangible connection, something that we can really see and feel rather than, maybe just believe on a conceptual level or get it when we're, on the shrooms or what have you. It's really fucking cool, man. I love music. I love what music can do for people and how it can help us process our own emotions, and how artists can just put so much out there in such an incredible way and do it in such a way that is essentially unfathomable to my own mind. Like some of these, like fucking Billy Woods with his recent album, never in a million years would I come up with something like that. Waterproof Mascara, never in a fucking million years would I come up with something like that. Incredible piece of art. And I could rattle off all these artists, all day long. I did have one other thing I wanted to talk about in terms of just the channel. I do still have dreams for the channel. I don't know if I'll ever go full time. With my job being what it is, I am well paid. I do have a cool job. I do like what I do, despite a lot of the annoyances that come with it. I really do like what I do. And so that makes it hard to, like, if I had a shitty job, I would be full-time on this, but it'd be a very easy decision. I don't have a shitty job. I have a great job. Oh, poor me, in a sense. Sometimes I feel like you watch those fail videos, right, where the one person, they're on the dock, but they got their foot on the boat and the boat starts to slide out, and it's like, oh shit. I either got to get on one or the other, but I can't get on either because of the situation. That's kind of how it feels with this sometimes. But that's a good problem to have. That's not a bad problem to have. That's a good problem. But I would love to have actual conversations with artists. I would love to do that. The reason why I haven't done that and why I haven't pursued it is because I want to do it in a certain way, and right now I just can't. I can't. I don't have the time, and I want to do it in person, and I can't do it in person because of where I live. I'm basically just too far from the major areas where people would come through for a tour. So there's that. But someday, someday. And maybe, maybe I do just kind of start doing them online over a voice chat type thing again. I mean, maybe that's fine. I don't like that as much. I like an in-person conversation. There's so many subtleties that exist, so much nuance in conversation that exists outside of the words that are being said. So, maybe someday. Maybe someday. What was the other thing? What was the other dream? I didn't even write it down, and apparently I've forgotten it. Oh, I did write it down. Good for me. Another dream I have, and this is a little bit further out there. Maybe it's a little pompous. Maybe it's a little self-centered. Maybe. But I would love to someday get to a point where people are contacting me. This kind of happens already, but on a very small scale. People hit me up, say, "Hey, I put this together. This is my little EP, or this is my first little thing, and I'm learning, and I just love some feedback on it." Okay, great. I would love, though, for literally someday some artist to say, "Hey, you want to come down and do like a pre-listen to this album? You want to just tell us what you think about?" That would be fucking, like, I don't ever expect that to happen, because that would be mind-blowing to me. And really, the reason why I don't expect that to happen is because I think you have to have such a high level of respect to have anything like that happen. And not that people don't respect me or disrespect, but I'm just a dude in a chair, right? Like I'm not a big major channel. I don't have any connections. Kevin and Connor, they do a great job of reaching out to record companies and stuff like that. And so they do a lot of stuff behind the scenes, which is really fucking cool. That's how I love that they're getting these artist interviews. I think it's amazing. I would love to do that. I just don't really pursue that. I don't really have the time to pursue that. I don't have the capacity in terms of having people over, what have you. But it would just be fucking mind-blowing if somebody said, "Hey, you want to come down to LA? Just drive down to LA. Come down to LA for this weekend, and we'll listen to some shit, and we'll just hang out and chat, and you can give us your opinion on what you think. And, we've got this debate going. So-and-so thinks it should be this track, and this track. I think it should be the other way around. You can, settle the debate." Like, that would just... And it really would be a dream come true type of scenario. So that's kind of that is a dream, like a big old star in the sky type of dream for me. But man, that would be amazing. And you never know, right? You never know. And I think really, to wrap this up, I hope people who see this channel, if you get any inspiration from it at all, I hope that you understand too that it all comes from just kind of doing stuff where you put yourself out there. You pursue what you love. I talk about this all the time. You guys know this. Pursue what you love. Don't worry about what other people think. Try, do what you can to take in feedback that's actually useful, effective, makes you better at what you're doing. But just do it because you love doing it. Also, with that concept, I really want to put an opposite spin on all of these motivational videos you see about how you got to get up at 4 a.m. and sweat until you bleed from your eyes and all this super hyper motivated bullshit. Because to me it's bullshit, because I don't come from a place of super hyper motivation with this. I mean, it's once a week, so there you go. But the consistency comes from the fact that I love it. Like, if someone told me to not do it, I'd probably be like, yeah, but I'm just going to do it anyway. And I feel like with a lot of people who are highly motivated and really go far in certain aspects of their life, it's not so much because, motivation is a thing, obviously, and so is discipline. Those are all real aspects. But it's also true that some of us, we love things so much, we can't stop. We can't stop. And so really what I want to say is if you find yourself in a place where maybe you feel like you're coming up short, or you're not doing enough, or I'm just not motivated enough, and somehow these ideas are getting in your head of, I'm just lazy, or I'm worthless, or that's not necessarily true. It can be true. There could be aspects of that are true. But sometimes it's just because you haven't found the thing that you love. Sometimes it really is that simple. And sometimes we try hard to force it, and you can tell. You can tell when you're forcing it yourself. You can tell. I wanna be motivated. I wanna care. I wanna excel, but I fucking don't. I don't care. I'm not interested. I don't like this. I don't want to go far. I don't even care if I win or climb the ladder or whatever, right? You can tell. You don't care. And that's okay. There are so many things out there I am not interested in. It's okay to not have an interest in certain things. And it's okay to recognize that and not force yourself to do something. Sometimes there's value in forcing yourself to do something, seeing something through to completion or whatever, sometimes pushing yourself a little harder to realize where your actual boundaries are, what you're capable of. Those are positive aspects too. But really the idea I just want to drive is just don't kick yourself simply over the fact of not actually loving a thing. It's okay. It's okay. Find the other thing that you do actually care about and pursue that instead. Sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes there's no support. Sometimes, with this, for me, it's a weird Venn diagram that I never would have considered overlapping and actually turning it into a thing. I love music. Okay, great. But that kind of feels like its own thing. I love lyrics. I've always enjoyed lyrics, and I've kind of enjoyed poetry. Okay, cool. But that just feels like something that kind of goes in with music. Okay. I do like kind of trying to focus on literature and language and words and how they're used and what they mean and how you can just take a sentence and subtly change it. Now all of a sudden it's completely different. And I'm fascinated by the fact that we as creatures can take emotions and feelings and convert them into sounds and shoot them at other people. And then they take those same sounds and deconstruct them and try and figure out the emotion. Like, that is fascinating to me, right? Language and just how words are used. But okay, that's just its own thing. But when you take all those things and you put them together, holy shit. And with language too, speaking well. That's another thing I've grown interested in over time. As I got older, I was like, speaking well is useful. Speaking well is pretty fucking cool, man. Like, people go, wow, you sound put together. Tricked you. I just sound like I know what I'm talking about, right? I don't know what I'm actually fucking doing. I just made it sound like I know what I'm doing. But you take all those things and you mix them together and you throw a camera and a microphone, some headphones in. Holy fuck, you got yourself a YouTube channel. And, I would never, ever would have guessed that to be a thing. But when you step back and look at it, it makes perfect sense, So sometimes in life, that's the thing too. You don't realize you've got all these skills and these abilities sitting right in front of you that you love, that you're interested in. And you just don't realize you can mix them all together. And then, holy shit, here's the thing. Here's what I love. Anyway, there you go. Cheers, you guys, to 4 years. I don't know what's fucking coming next. I'm just going to keep doing my thing. Wherever it goes is where it goes. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that all of this has happened at all. It's been incredible. And thank you all so much for watching and being a part of it and commenting. Oh, that was the other thing. I apologize that I'm not as active with comments, and I don't want this to be true, but it is true that it has made it better for me to be less active with comments. It's true. I wish I could say I can check comments all day long, and I can't. I have to step away, and it has helped to step away. There you go. Anyway, take care, y'all. We will see you soon.